up, real pretty family? You know how we coming, you know how we bumming, you know how we slumming in this channel. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to share this video with anybody who has a YouTube channel and account, so I can get some views, some love, some likes, and spread all of my advice around the world. You know, as you can see from the title of this video, it is why being alone is going to be your superpower. And I had to learn this a lot because with my childhood trauma of not having good parents, growing up with my grandparents, I have anxious attachment styles. I have like problems with being alone. Like, I always want to feel loved and to feel appreciated because, you know, as a child you think, oh, I'm not loved and appreciated by my parents, they left me, right? So I mean, it did travel on until I was a teenager and stuff like that. But now that I am a grown adult, and I do like to be alone. Like, I actually like to be alone. Like, before, I hated it. I always had to be outside, I always had to be talking to somebody, I always had to be texting somebody, I just always had to be around somebody. But now I genuinely love being alone. But that also comes with just being tired of people, being tired of situations, maturity and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you some advice and some good reasons why being alone is a superpower. Reason number one is that you master solitude. And mastering solitude is just being able to be alone, make decisions by yourself, and you don't have to rely on others to make you happy or to help you. So when you master solitude and say a problem comes up, like, wow, I don't know, X plus Y equals Z, right? And then you just be like, dang, I can't get it. And I mean, it is okay to piggyback and ask your friends for help, get a different perspective on things. But if you always do that, and if you always let other people solve the problem, then how are you going to be able to solve the problem when nobody else is around? So having solitude and being able to not ask other people for help or for answers, this makes you more creative, and this opens up your mindset more, and this also makes you think outside of the box. Instead of letting other people think outside of the box, this lets you think outside of the box, because it's nothing to sit with the problem for an extra day or two, or maybe even a week if you need to, just to make sure that you know what you're doing. Because what I like to say is that sometimes nobody's gonna do it like you do it. Nobody's gonna clean like I do. Nobody's gonna do this like I do. Sometimes if you're a chef, you know nobody's gonna cook like you do, right? So sometimes with me, with cleaning, I'm kind of like OCD, so I just know, like, I'll just do it myself, you know? Like, I know where things need to be organized, this, that, and stuff like that. So when it comes to cleaning or anything like that, I just know I'm gonna be able to do it myself better. So yes, you want to find categories and things and hobbies and stuff that'll make you creative and make you problem solve, instead of always letting other people do it, because you want your brain to grow, be creative. And it's also a good, like, what do you call it, like, safety precaution, because hey, if nobody's around, if you decide to live on your own soon, if you decide, you know, you're gonna grow up one day, you're gonna turn 18, you're gonna turn 21, something might happen, God forbid, but you know, your parents might not always be here, grandparents, family, God forbid. But you need to be able to learn how to grow up, how to problem solve, how to master solitude. Okay? And I got that reason from a quote that Albert Einstein said himself, which is, I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in years of maturity. And he said this because obviously, like I said, when I was younger, I wanted to be around more people. I wanted to just like block all the trauma, just ignore feelings, just have fun. That's all I cared about. But now, as I'm older and I'm about to be 25, I actually like solitude because it gives you a peace of mind, gives you clarity, it gives you peace. And that's what he's saying. He also said it was essential for creativity and stops the pressures of social conformity. Social conformity is that, like, trends. When you see everybody doing something, so you decide, let me join the trend and conform with the society because I don't want to be left out. I don't want to be looked at as the oddball. I don't want to be looked at as the person outside of the circle. I don't want to be the black sheep, right? But he's saying that if you go in solitude and if you create your own ideas, that's where you see that some things in life just aren't right. Racism, politics, women versus men issues, jail systems. A lot of this world is not right. Wars, presidents, pedophiles. Like, this world is getting so freaking sick that we need to be in solitude. We need to stop watching these TikToks. We need to get off of our phones and really pay attention to things, you know? So that's what he was saying, that if you master solitude, you will be way more creative like he was, conquer more things, solve more problems, create more things, create something new into the world. And it'll stop all the society pressures, all the conformity, trying to be like everybody else. And if you be like everybody else, basically just robots following each other in a line. You know that video where they're just robots looking at their phone and then they all fall off a cliff because they're all following each other? Don't conform, okay? Reason number 2 on why being alone is a superpower, which is it shifts your focus from external validation to now internal growth. So this kind of goes with number 1, where you stop asking people for their opinions and their advice and their answers, because then you keep on listening to other people. Oh, you said I should dress like this? All right, let me pick that dress. You said I should do this? Let me go do that. You said I should get this job? Let me go get that job. But that's what's good for them. Like, that people like giving you advice is nice. I love getting advice. I love seeing a third head, a second, third head telling me ideas, because sometimes I'm very forgetful. I'm a mom now. I got a lot of things to remember. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I be forgetting to brush his teeth in the morning. Like, it's very hard to remember every single individual thing that I have to do. So I get it. Yes, you want to talk to your friends about things. It doesn't mean to totally stop having girlfriend conversations, but just start being you. Start being confident in what you wear. Start being confident in your answers. Start being confident in your opinions in the world and your opinions on life, on this, on that, because hey, maybe you have a new perspective on life, and maybe that person or those group of people, or maybe the whole world needs to hear your perspective on life, because it could change 1 mind, 2 mind, 3 minds, or 1,000,000 minds. As long as we're changing minds to be more positive, that's what life is meant for. But again, so the external focus of asking your friends, oh, I want this, what should I wear, what should I do this, what should I do that? But once you start choosing your own opinions, your own answers, it gives you confidence, so that the next time you need to pick an outfit for an event, you'd be like, well, I picked that outfit last time with this jewelry and it looked good, and those shoes, and I think I'm pretty good at picking outfits, so let me put together another outfit, right? And it just, the more and more and more you keep on choosing yourself, letting yourself answer things, giving yourself an opinion, stating, being loud and bold, and having a character in the world, you're going to gain confidence. Your mind is just going to be clearer. You're not going to have so much anxiety, so much social anxiety of all these people like, oh my gosh, is this too short? Oh my gosh, what if I look this? What if I'm too this? What if I'm too that? What if I just be you, and all of the noise would just go away. Okay? Reason number 3 would also, they also kind of connect, but this one individually is emotional intelligence. So this gives you time, space, quietness, no text, no friends, no nothing to cheer you up, right? So if you go through a breakup, a friendship breakup, a job loss, a family member passed away, God forbid, any of these negative things happen to you, probably your main thing is, oh, let me go hang out with my friends. Let me go get drunk. Let me go to the club. Let me go this. Let me go outside. Let me do this. Let me go hang out with this guy. Let me do that, right? So those things are all things to distract you from your feelings. Drugs, liquor, sex, friendships, because sometimes, I mean, not friendships, but like, your friends will try to cheer you up. They'll try to make you erase what happened. They'll try to, like, make you forget about it, which is a good friend. But then emotionally, realistically, you have to feel those emotions, because if you don't feel those emotions, then you could get into habits of addiction, because you constantly don't want to feel sadness, and you just keep on going through the ones and the twos and the threes and the fours, and you just keep on going on that cycle, because you never want to see the truth. You never want to feel those emotions. You never want to feel sadness, grief, loss, depression, anger, explosion, mental breakdown. I mean, nobody wants to feel those, right? But life is life. Life happens. We all get a little bit of negativity in our world. It might not all be on the same levels, but we probably all feel them the same way, right? So once you sit down and you're alone time, nobody there, you get to cry it out, whatever, breakdown, mental breakdown, have your little panic attacks. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger and my emotions were all over the place, I would be angry, physically angry, hitting you, but then also crying. And then once I'm done, then I'll have a breakdown, and then I'll just want nobody to touch me. It was just ridiculous, and just it was bad for me. It was nasty for me, because I know I'm a generally happy, healthy, like, woohoo, get, like, hype girl. So it's just like having a person get me so angry and so sad and so nasty all the time. I had to stop that, right? But you have to feel those emotions. You have to feel those breakdowns, so that you know what a breakdown is. You know how to stop it. You know what caused it. And you know that you can get over it, because if you got over that panic attack, that breakup, that job loss, then you could get over, if it happened, God forbid, but if it happened again, you are more resilient, you are more stronger, and you are more confident for when the next negative thing happens, or loss, or stuff like that. At least you'll know how to handle it, right? It's when you're alone and you really think about the memories and what happened, and you just get over the stages of loss and that first denial stage. That's where it really hits, and that's where you got to do the work, make sure you're good, cry it out, do everything you have to do, but also get back on your feet, because life will still be turning. The earth is still spinning. Life goes on. You're still breathing. You still have a purpose here on this earth. So let's get to it, So, yes, loss is very sad, but having solitude and being alone will make you very, very powerful in your losses, your emotional sadness, any negative emotions. Being alone is a superpower in that sense, and it'll make you stronger, and it'll make you more resilient, and it'll make you a better person to comfort the next person in their situation, if it's their first time, or anything like that. That's what I love about going through my hardships, trials, and tribulations, because it's like, it did make me into a stronger person. It did make me more confident. And it's just like, I always have a story for everything and anything. Like, I always have something to relate to, because when people are going through things and you just say, like, it's okay, and they, like, nobody wants to hear it's okay, like, shut up, right? But it's like, with me, it's like, I've been through it, so it's like, I know it's literally going to be okay. Like, this is what I did. Pick yourself up, journal a little bit, this and that. And it's like, people actually like to hear that, like somebody who went through the situation, than somebody just listening, So I mean, it sucks that I went through trials and tribulations, but I love it. It did make me a stronger person, and it made me who I am today. So I gotta love it, right? Reason number 4 about why being alone is a superpower is you will have way more healthier relationships, because you're not always asking your friends for validation and for help, and to figure out your problems, and to figure out life, and to just be at your beck and call, and this and that, right? Because a best friend, a friend, yes, we're gonna want to take the shirt off our back and give it to our friends. But like, that person who's just always not helping themselves, always just not doing what they're supposed to, choosing the wrong path, not like like, I have a sister and I love my sister to death. I always love her, but it's like you tell her something and she doesn't listen, so it's just like, what more can I tell you? So it's just like having that stronger confidence, that resilience, and having emotional intelligence where you're not always crying to your friends, you're not always begging your friends to come over, you're not always in a freaking predicament. We always have that one friend who's always in a predicament, always sad, always going through something. Like, this was my ex-best friend. She was, and I felt like it was a manipulation tactic. Like, she always had to be the center of attention because her problems were just always bigger than mine. So it's just like, once you have your own validation, your own opinions, you don't have to like compete with your friends because you're feeling insecure or this or anything like that. Being alone will realize what your insecurities are, what your emotions are, who you really like, who is really your friend, who's really your family, who really loves you, who really checks up on you, who really doesn't. So there is a lot you could think about in your solitude. So yes, it will bring healthier relationships because you'll realize, like, oh, that argument with my friend wasn't about 1, 2, and 3. It was really because I was sad about losing my job, so I took it out on her. And it's just like, when you just sit with your thoughts, you can practice emotional, like, that is practicing emotional intelligence. Just figuring out, you know, what's going on in the world, what's going on around you, whose feelings, like, who was feeling what, this and that. Because, like, with me and my friend, we had a little, like, we stopped talking for like a week, and then we had to talk it out. And it was just like, oh, well, I was feeling this way, and she was like, well, I was feeling this way, and I was like, well, oh, I didn't even think about that because this and that, and this and that. So if they're really your friends, yes, they will talk to you, they will help you, they will support you. But you just don't want to bring your problems, your mental problems, maybe your trauma, your this, your that. You don't want to bring it to them every single time, because they could get tired, they could get, you know, bored of talking about the same conversation. And it's just kind of like, we're grown, you know? Like, I get it, I could give you some advice, I could give you 1, 2, and 3, but hey, girl, you got to go out on your own and you got to figure this stuff out. Like, you got to go talk to your, like, you keep on telling me about your ex-best friend, like me. You keep telling me about your ex-best friend. Well, why don't you go tell her, you know? Why don't you go solve the problem with her? Why don't you go do steps 1, 2, and 3 and this and that? But, you know, friends can only do so much. So make sure that in your alone time, in your solidarity, that you take care of yourself, your mind, your heart, your peace, so that you can have healthy relationships with your friend. And it could just be good times, you know, laughing, making TikToks, enjoying life, and doing all the good stuff. You know, let's forget the negative. Well, I don't want you to forget it, but let's feel it, handle it, and then go outside and have fun. Okay? And reason number 5 on why being alone is a superpower. So being alone is a superpower because you need that mental reset. You need to stop socializing. You need to stop being on your phone for a little bit. You need to stop having a conversation and thinking about a conversation and just thinking about everybody's emotions and your friends and your family and this and that. Just think about you, yourself, and your peace, and just give yourself a mental reset, because sometimes you need that. Like, especially as a mom, like, I be overstimulated going to work, picking up Kobe from daycare, coming home, making him some dinner, taking myself a shower, taking him a bath, trying to make me some dinner, this and that. So it's just like, yeah, sometimes doing that 2-3 weeks in a row, I'm not gonna lie, I be overstimulated. I be ready to explode. So it's just like, yes, you need that mental reset. You need a day. Like yesterday, I went downtown and I tried to go see Zeddy, but he didn't show up. I don't know what happened. Maybe they didn't pay him enough. Maybe whatever, right? Maybe it was a fake page. Maybe this and that. Maybe I got bamboozled by fucking AI. I don't know. But I went out there and I went out there looking for him. He wasn't there. But I still decided to go out, have a good time, sit in the sun, smoke by the lake, this and that, because I had a kid-free day. So it's not like I was gonna go home and be like, oh wow, plans suck, this and that. Like, I'm very optimistic. So I decided I'm gonna make the best out of this day. I am kid free. Let me relax. And while I was sitting by the lake, all I love to do is just watch the water, watch the waves, just think about random things, think about life, think about everything, anything I want to think about. It's been 3 years and it's like I want to feel like myself again. I want to feel like a human being, not just like a mom all the time. So maybe that's what you need. Maybe you don't want to feel like a friend or a wife or a brother or a sister or a mother or a caregiver or whatever the case may be, right? Maybe you do a lot. We all do a lot, right? So maybe you do a lot in your life and you just need that one day in solitude to mentally reset and do what makes you happy. Like, even if it is sitting down and watching TV for 6 hours straight. Hey, maybe you don't get the opportunity to do that. So go ahead, do what makes you happy. Take a bath, go downtown, ride your bike, take a walk, ride a scooter. Whatever makes you happy, just do it alone. Just go do it alone. After the mental reset, this also charges your social battery, because sometimes you may not know it, but some people are energy suckers, or what do they call them, energy vampires, or some people are just, you know, miserable, so then they want to bring like miserable people, like misery likes company. So miserable people, negative people, people who are jealous of you even could be sucking your energy out, and you might not even know. And you know, or maybe you have a friend and sometimes you guys, you know, nitpick at each other or whatever the case may be, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because I know boyfriends could be really annoying, especially if you live with one. Ooh. But yeah, you know, your boyfriend, girlfriend, sister, brother, anybody could be annoying you, like little by little by little. And maybe it's also your other overstimulation in life, like your bills are late, this is going on, you don't have no food in the house, you're stressing out. Plus, you have to be social with friends. Plus, you're mad or hangry or whatever. So then you bring a little bit of that attitude to your friends. So then there's some clashing and So whatever it may be, right? But you will need a social recharge. You need to relax, get your energy back, take a bath, you know, make sure you're fully healthy, your mental health is good, alive, you relax. Because sometimes I'd be like, my week just be running by so much, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I haven't even sat down to watch TikTok for 15 minutes. Like, gosh dang it. You know, and it just be the little things, like just sitting on your phone for 15 minutes. Sometimes, I'm telling you, when you're back to back, sometimes just sitting on your phone and relaxing will just help you out. And last but not least, like I've been saying throughout this whole video, is that solitude will help you deepen your awareness of yourself, of other people around you. Because with me, every time I have an interaction with my friend, like they come over, we hang out, whatever, maybe it could even be a phone call. But every time I have an interaction with somebody, I always think about it after, like, were there any hidden messages? Were there any hidden anger? Was there any hidden like weirdness, confusion, or like, I don't know. It's just like an automatic brain thought. And I don't know if it's a psychologist in me, but I just want to make sure that I read the situation correctly and I didn't misinterpret something. I didn't, you know, make them mad. They didn't make me mad, and I didn't, you know, misinterpret anything. Because sometimes a lot of problems can come from misinterpretations that weren't even real. So you want to deepen your self-awareness, awareness of other people, and your emotions. So once you're alone, you'll definitely feel the emotions. You'll have so much time and so much quietness to think about the emotions and what caused them. So yes, it will definitely help with mental reset, social recharge, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. Okay, so that is the last of my video. I hope you loved my tips and reasons why being alone is a superpower, and I hope that you tap into your superpower, because I'm telling you, no matter what age you are right now, you're always going to need some solitude, some meditation, some calmness in the craziness of life, because life is always going to throw a curveball at you. Life is not always going to be positive. There might be some negative moments, and you're going to need to know how to solve them by yourself. So take the time, take the practice, learn who you are, mental reset, stop overstimulation, social recharge, and yeah, just have a good time while you're doing it. Learn yourself, because then you become a stronger, confident, more resilient person to go out into society and to help more people be like you. Okay, that is what Real Pretty Family is all about. So don't forget to like my video, share my video, and subscribe, okay? Because I'm trying to get this message out to everybody so we can all be happy, healthier people. Okay? All right, this is Liz. Love you.